United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken will this week visit Kenya, Nigeria, and Senegal. Blinken's trip will commence on November the 15th and is set to last for 5 days. Blinken's visit will underscore the depth and breadth of the U.S. relationship with African partners. During the visit, he will advance U.S.-Africa collaboration on shared global priorities. This includes ending the COVID-19 pandemic and building back a more inclusive global economy, combating the climate crisis, revitalizing democracies, and advancing peace and security. Blinken is to begin his trip in Nairobi, where he is to meet with Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs Ambassador Rachel Omamo. His trip will affirm the U.S. strategic partnership with Kenya. Well, CGTN's Robert Nagilla is joining us from our newsroom here in Nairobi for more. Hi, Robert. The U.S. Secretary of State beginning his Africa tour today. How significant is this, Robert, this visit to Africa and Kenya in particular?
Well, Secretary Blinken's visit to Africa and Kenya in particular is very, very significant. It comes at a time when the Horn of Africa is in turbulence, with 3 countries in particular in crisis, which, if not resolved soon, could very well not only destabilize the region, but have far-reaching ramifications across sub-Saharan Africa. On the one hand, you've got Ethiopia, where a conflict between the government and the TPLF rebels has been raging for more than a year. On the other side, you've got Sudan, where the military has dissolved the transitional ruling authority led by Prime Minister Hamdok, it says, to bring back order and stability in the affairs of running the country. And then you've got Somalia, where militant group Al-Shabaab continues to be a major threat to the country and the region at large. Now, apart from these weighty security issues, they'll also be touching on climate change and the environment and what sort of assistance the U.S. can provide to Kenya. COVID-19, the vaccines issue will come up, fighting the pandemic, how to end it very quickly. But the main issues on the agenda will be this turbulence within the region. Hannah?
Robert, speak to us about Kenya's role in U.S. Secretary Blinken's Africa agenda.
Well, first, you've got to consider that Kenya is a strategic partner to the U.S. when it comes to security issues, primarily because of its location within this turbulent region itself. Now, Kenya's got troops within the African Union UN framework in Somalia, battling the Al-Shabaab militants and trying to restore stability to that country. Kenya is also involved in talks with Ethiopia. Just ahead of this visit by U.S. Secretary of State Blinken, President Uhuru Kenyatta was in Addis Ababa in the last 24 hours for talks with the Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, so that as soon as Blinken arrives, he will be able to authoritatively give their position. In Sudan, Kenya's also been involved in trying to bring about some stability to the situation there, calling for a political settlement to that particular crisis. And let's not forget as well that Kenya currently holds the presidency of the UN Security Council rotating presidency. So it's very, very important to the US in a number of respects, not just security, but on a number of international issues as well that the US would like Kenya to see eye to eye with the West and its partners as well. And coming on the back of that COP26 summit on climate change. There are issues. Kenya has been championing climate change issues across the country and is also in the middle of a drought that has been very destabilizing in the northern and eastern parts of the country, where we've seen thousands of animals die and people starving. Some terrible pictures which are coming out of there. So there's a lot to discuss, a lot to digest, and the US very keen to show that Kenya is a very important partner, not just on security, but on a number of issues.
Thank you
Hannah?
so much for all that. Our very own Robert Nagilla speaking to us from our CGTN newsroom right here in Nairobi.